Anyways, I'm making lizard tanks for this guy that I think he lives in Indy, but he's a full-time artist, and he was in LA. He went to LA this week, and I called him up because I had some questions about the tanks, and I was like, hey, are we still putting poison dart frogs in the big one, or have you changed your mind? Because that'll change what I do to the tank. And he's like, no, we're still doing that. And he's like, I'm in LA right now, so I can't like send you any photos or anything. And I was like, what are you doing in LA? I'm like, And he was like, oh, one of my friends just signed a $3 million deal with Justin Bieber to make clothes for him. And I was like, how did I even get in touch with somebody that knows an artist that's like getting $3 million deals with like
Justin Bieber.
And his other friend, he said, like, has done stuff for, like, Kim Kardashian and stuff, like the Kardashians.
This guy is from Indiana, isn't he?
Yeah, I was like, what do you do? Well, what? That's when I asked him, I was like, so what do you do? Like, because he's been Venmoing me, like, tons of money to do these tanks, just on the fly. And
yeah, it's not like,
hey, I got to budget some money, or, like, I'm not doing it for, like, just somebody that's got a lizard. This dude has, like, a zoo in his house. And I was like, what do you do for a living? He's like, oh, I'm just a full-time artist. He went to the Art Institute.
Same one we went to?
Not the one in Chicago, but he went to the same school that we went to.
Oh, but like...
in a different state.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he went to the Art Institute. I think he's a painter. From what I saw on Instagram, he does a lot of paint work, I think. But he's full-time artist, and he's like in LA with... I look at his stories and stuff on Instagram, and dude, it looks wild. I was like, gosh, I'm so tired of waking up at 5 o'clock in the morning to do something so fucking stupid. Like, I just want to like not do that and just wake up and do what I want. But yeah, the tanks are going well. I almost died yesterday because of the silicone.
Nice.
That was awful. I cried. Not because I wanted to, but because the pain through my nostrils was immense.
Yeah, that shit sucks.
Yeah, it's terrible. It still smells. I woke up this morning and I walk out in the main room and it's just silicone.
Could you set those outside to like let them dry out, or is that too risky?
I could, but probably like, I don't think it's risky. They weigh so much.
Right.
They weigh like, I don't know, 80 to 100 pounds now. And it's like, I could probably set them out there when I'm there. But what I do is I open the screen door and I have like fans, and fans just like push all that out the screen door.
I would why don't you just move it to like the screen door and open up the door and just have them like face out, so at least the smell is like somewhat just mostly going outside.
Yeah, that's kind of what I have them doing. I have them in the living room now, and then I have fans behind them.
Oh, so
it's
anything
just it's just pushing it out the door. The problem is that silicone, man. That silicone will smell for like, and I use a lot of silicone. It's not like I'm just caulking a door or siliconing a door side or whatever, you know, like an edge. I use like 3-4 tubes of silicone in one tank, full tubes.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, and then just rubbing it on the back and filling it with dirt. So it takes like weeks for that silicone to completely go away.
Okay, so legitimately though, how did you end up finding this guy?
Oh,
did you hold on? Because I remember out of the blue, you're just like, yeah, I'm building tanks for this guy. Did you just like start advertising that you were doing this, or what?
You remember I sold my tanks?
Yeah,
it's the guy I sold my tanks to.
Oh, okay.
So I put them on Facebook Marketplace, and I sold my other tanks just because, you know, I just don't have the time to keep up with as many tanks as I want and feed as many lizards as I want, and with the studio and like doing this, and then I want to get a car and get back into building a car. So it's like, I was like, you know, I'm gonna sell them. So I put them up, and this guy messages me, and it took a few weeks, and he messaged me, and he was like super into them. Like, oh, dude, these are sick. These look awesome. You know, I'm really interested in buying that one. And I sent him photos of all my tanks just to show him, because he was so into it. So I was like, you know, I'll just show him what I have around here, because I only posted one. And then I was like, I'm willing to sell like these three. And he immediately was like, I'll buy all three. And I was like, okay. I took a hit, but not like a huge hit. I probably could have sold them for more, but I was just excited just to get them out of there. So I didn't have to worry about them.
Yeah, but now it's coming back.
Now I'm making more money. So far, I've profited like, with the extra 250, that's going to go into probably buying a tank. I probably profited like $650 again. And then I sold the tanks to him for like $750, the three. So I'm making pretty decent money off of it. But yeah, he messaged me and then he's like, can I call you? And then we talked on the phone for like an hour and a half just talking about the tanks, and he was like super into it, like artsy about it, you know what I mean?
Right.
And then the next week he came down and he bought them, and then about a week later he was like, hey, I have more tanks and I would love you to like do them up like you did those last ones because they look so good. And I was like, sure, my guy. And then it was just one tank, and then he's like, hey, I have 3 more, you want to do all of them? And I was like, sure, which I'm totally fine with doing, but it's like I don't have a ton of space in my apartment and I'm moving. So it's like,
well, once we get this pole barn set up, you could just build there.
Yeah. Once the landlord does that and we confiscate it from him from under his feet.
Yeah, that's pretty much probably exactly how it's going to happen.
I mean, Alex will probably confiscate it and put a business in it. So.
Well, no, he'll just start renting it out to people.
Oh yeah, renting it out to us. This is my father's pole barn, and I will be renting it out to my brother. And Scott's like, what? Landlord's like, what?
It's like, I'll give you a sweet deal.
Jeez. Yeah, so I'm doing those, and I just I'm enjoying it. I'm running into a couple problems though. I have like a water feature in it and water in the bottom, and I don't know how I'm going to make it so he can remove the land to clean it under it. It's like under the soil.
Right.
And it's got a tank filter in it though that filters the water and then runs it through a waterfall. So it will get filtered. But he'll be able to drain it by taking the filter out, but I don't think he'll ever be able to, like, if it starts to, like, mold. It shouldn't mold because it'll be dark. Because water will, like, it takes longer for it to grow algae and mold if it's in, like, no light is on it.
Yep.
Algae grows in light.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't think that'll be a problem. But I don't think he'll ever be able to, like, take the land out and wipe the glass without like cutting that.
Do you need my ingenuity to figure this out?
Dude, I have no idea what to do because the way I've constructed this, it's like there's no way he'll be able to get in there because I have to seal it. I have to seal it on the edges because it doesn't fit tight to the glass. And if I don't do it, then it'll look like shit. And or if I put dirt there to make it look like it fits the glass, that dirt's just going to fall into the water. So I have to seal it with foam or silicone or something. And I'm like, fuck. But I think it'll be okay. I mean, you shouldn't have to like really change water like that because there's no fish in it. So it's not like there's going to be waste in it. It's just going to be running over dirt. And then it's just going to just keep filtering. So I don't know. We'll see. I'm worried about it.
Yeah.
That's it though. That's what I've been doing.